I remember growing up as a kid seeing the yellow boxes.
So when I moved out here in the summer of 2009, one of the first things I did was seek out a copy of the Reader.
I have been reading the Reader probably since I can read.
In 1971, a group of friends gathered around a dining room table to assemble the first issue of a new alternative newspaper. It was designed for an audience that was young, urban, and hip. Most importantly, it was free.
The decision to make the Reader a free newspaper early on, I think, was one of the most important.
In the process, they helped create a new model of journalism, the alt-weekly.
And alternative papers are often the ones who have an ear to the ground and are catching those early signals of what's going to be next, what's coming, what's bubbling up.
I think it's important for cities to have alternative newspapers because there is so much life happening that gets left out of mainstream publications. There is so much culture happening that isn't the big top culture.
I think you would be kind of shocked that something like this was printed on a weekly basis and people would, sprint to get it from the boxes when it came out on Thursday.
With your help, we can make a big, bold, beautiful book that captures what has made the Reader special for the past 5 decades. Free Chicago, 50 Years of the Reader is an oversized, limited edition coffee table book that gives you a deep dive into the archives of the Reader with behind-the-scenes stories and interviews.
When I look through the archive of the Reader, I am transported back to another time. And in those moments, I feel the presence of all the great people that made the Reader so special.
For the first time, you'll have a chance to see 50 Years of the Reader all in one place.
Going through the archives of the Chicago Reader is definitely one of those things that feels like a mystical and magical experience.
It's incredible sometimes because you'll just be wandering through a story and then you realize who's writing it, or this is the first time somebody wrote about Chance the Rapper.
Being able to find just really important coverage on where the city was at that time, what it meant to have a Black mayor, what it also meant to experience the first Black president being from Chicago.
This is a big, ambitious project. To pull it off, we're turning directly to our readers, old and new, to help fund the initial print run.
I think the Reader survived when so many alt-weeklies were folding because of the support of the Chicago community.
Being nonprofit gives us a lot more forward momentum, I think.
With this book, you have the opportunity to dive into that archive of the Reader and the best pieces of it in one place.
By backing this project, you'll help bring this book to life.